Venezuela is rarely mentioned in global tank history, but its armored forces tell a story of alliances, modernization, and power projection. This is the complete history of every tank ever used by Venezuela. Venezuela's tank history is not defined by domestic production or massive armored armies. Instead, it reflects strategic purchases made possible by oil wealth, shifting international alliances, and the desire to maintain regional military strength. From Cold War European designs to modern Russian main battle tanks, Venezuelan armor evolved through importation rather than innovation. Each tank in Venezuelan service represents a specific era and a specific relationship with the outside world. AMX-13. Venezuela's modern tank history began with the AMX-13. Designed in France after World War II, the AMX-13 was a light tank known for its mobility and innovative oscillating turret. Armed with a high-velocity gun and capable of rapid movement, it was ideal for reconnaissance and fast reaction forces. For Venezuela, the AMX-13 marked the country's first step into modern armored warfare. It provided a significant upgrade over earlier armored vehicles and allowed the army to develop professional armored units. Although lightly armored, the AMX-13 suited Venezuela's terrain and doctrinal needs during the early Cold War period. AMX-30V. The AMX-30V became the backbone of Venezuelan armored forces for decades. Developed in France as a main battle tank, the AMX-30 emphasized mobility and firepower over heavy armor. Armed with a powerful 105mm gun, it was capable of engaging most contemporary tanks of its era. Venezuela acquired the AMX-30V variant, tailored to local requirements and environmental conditions. These tanks formed the core of the country's armored brigades and represented a major leap in combat capability. For many years, the AMX-30 symbolized Venezuelan armored power, participating in exercises and serving as a deterrent within the region. Transition period. By the late 20th century, the limitations of the AMX-30 became increasingly clear. Advances in armor technology, fire control systems, and battlefield electronics made older tanks less effective. Venezuela began seeking a replacement that could provide modern protection and long-term relevance. This search coincided with major political and strategic shifts that would redefine Venezuela's military partnerships. T-72B1V. The adoption of the T-72 marked a dramatic turning point. Venezuela became the first country in the Americas to operate the Russian-built T-72 main battle tank. The T-72B1V variant featured composite armor, a 125mm smoothbore gun, and an auto-loading system that reduced crew size. This tank represented a generational leap over previous Venezuelan armor. It brought modern firepower, improved protection, and advanced battlefield capabilities. The decision to acquire the T-72 also reflected Venezuela's pivot away from Western suppliers toward closer defense cooperation with Russia. T-72 modernization. Over time, Venezuela pursued upgrades to maintain the effectiveness of its T-72 fleet. Improved optics, fire control systems, and communications were introduced to keep the tanks viable in modern combat environments. These upgrades aim to enhance night fighting capability and situational awareness. Although not matching the most advanced global standards, the modernized T-72s remain the most powerful tanks in Venezuelan service. The future of Venezuelan armor. The future of Venezuelan tanks remains uncertain. Modernization efforts depend on economic conditions, international relationships, and long-term strategic priorities. While the T-72 remains effective, continued upgrades or replacements will be necessary to maintain relevance. What is clear is that tanks will continue to play a symbolic and practical role in Venezuelan military doctrine. From light French tanks to powerful Russian main battle tanks, Venezuela's armored history reflects ambition, alliance, and adaptation. These tanks were never built at home, but they were chosen carefully. Each vehicle tells the story of a nation seeking strength, deterrence, and strategic independence, and that makes Venezuela's tank history small in number, but significant in meaning.